Taking time out right now to introduce you the First Lady of Sierra Leone. She has been in the United States this week because of her husband and her delegation from Sierra Leone speaking to members of the UN General Assembly. Joining us now is the First Lady of Sierra Leone, Fatima Mata Bio. It's a pleasure to have you, Your Excellency. Thank you for joining us this hour. I wanted to ask you, as the First Lady of Sierra Leone, do you find that the problems in Africa are commonplace with the problems that we're now seeing in the world? This UN General Assembly has been talking about climate change, it's been talking about racism, it's been talking about food insecurity. Those are problems that seem to be pervasive all around the globe right now, and of course they've been talking about COVID-19.
There's so much that is happening around the world now. We are trying to find an opportunity in ways that the world can move. Africa, what Africa don't have at the moment are the vaccines. We don't have enough vaccines for our people, and I think that's something that the world should look into. I mean, they're begging people within around the West for them to take the vaccines. We don't have the vaccines. We need the vaccines. If we have the vaccines, we'll take them. And because we want our economy, we want our people, we want to protect everything that is relevant to us in Africa. In terms of climate change, we all have to take this one very seriously. This is not just a problem for America or a problem for Australia, where you see if it's not fire, it's rain, it's hurricane. No, climate change is affecting everybody, it's affecting the whole world. We need to make that our priority and find solutions to these problems.
You were talking about the scarcity of vaccines for countries in Africa. Sierra Leone is no exception to that, and your husband has been talking about it when he addressed the UN General Assembly. Do you think there's been some vaccine apartheid, if you will, in the fact that African nations have not received the vaccines as they should? Rightly receive it because of the fact that everybody is involved in this pandemic and needs to be protected in order to defeat this war that we're having on COVID-19.
Indeed, well, there is no African country that is actually making vaccines for Africa. So that's a huge challenge because all the vaccines are being made in America, England, Europe, and India, and some from China. So we depend on them giving us the vaccine so that we can also protect our people. But if these vaccines are not given to Africa, and Africa is part of the world, Africa is also part of the universe. No matter how you try to protect every part of the universe, if you leave Africa out, you are not protected because Africans are traveling around the world. Africans are going to go to places. And if you have the vaccines, people are having vaccines and they keep these vaccines or they are not able to utilize the vaccines until they are expired. When so many people in Africa are craving or looking for vaccines for them and their people. And I think that the international community should not look at Africa as beggars, but also as partners. The COVID-19 did not only affect the West or China or Asia, but also affect Africa. It's affecting Africa economy, it's affecting the people, it's killing the people. So if we're talking about the world working together and looking out for each other, I think the sharing of vaccines should also be priority for Africa. Africa should be at the forefront of that. We're talking about over 1 billion population that is part of the African continent. And if we're having drips of COVID-19 vaccines, you're giving us 10,000, 20,000 for a country that has a population of 7.5 million. For a country that have 200 million population, you're giving them 1 million vaccines. Who do you think they should select from who and give those vaccines, and who they should protect from who and give those vaccines? Why don't they make the vaccines a universal thing that everybody have access to it and everybody can have it and take it and protect their people? Because protecting Africa is like protecting the world too.
Very important message from the First Lady of Sierra Leone, Fatima Mata Bio. And tomorrow, part 2 of my interview with the First Lady focuses on her efforts to empower and protect women and so many other things that she's involved in. Plus, she discusses why Black Americans should do business with Sierra Leone in the future. Again, that's tomorrow, right here on The World Tonight.